the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cocktail Hour with your host, David Sadika, the Sad Man, my good buddy, Nadim Awad, and the ever so gracious Mr. Richard Gonzo. Say hello, guys.
Cheers.
You called
What's up,
me
fellas?
Richard.
We charge.
Pinkies up because you got some fucking class around here, all right?
That's right. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us again. We got a great show set up for you tonight. We got a lot of interesting things to talk about tonight, and we got a fantastic.
Bunches.
Yeah, that's right. A great guest. The very funny, talented veteran comedian from our beautiful state of Florida, Mr. Dean Napolitano, will be joining us in a little while.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's
Seen him in two different venues.
Yeah, and
Seen him at the Strip, and then seen him at Banyan's, the
right.
Banyan gig that he did.
That's right. We did the Christmas extravaganza. We called it the
was fabulous.
Napolitano Noel.
That was a good show.
Yeah,
It was good times.
Great.
Four
Really,
good shows there.
Yeah. So if you guys were here with us just a few moments ago for the opening, that was Ronan Tynan. He's the Irish tenor, right? And he was he became famous for singing "God Bless America" at Yankee games. And that was a tradition that they started right after 9/11 a few years back. He was actually the second person. I think there was a female singer that they had, and then he wound up replacing her. So I hope you enjoyed that opener. We thought it would be appropriate tonight. But the first topic we want to open with is something that is near and dear to Nadim Awad. If you guys are Facebook fans, he put out a message the other night. I think it was Thursday night. Nadim, you want to tell him about what you saw?
Yeah, well, I was on the phone talking to a buddy of mine, and I was looking at the sky. Just out of looking at the sky, checking out the stars, and I noticed a bunch of white lights traveling in an upward, pattern, single file line, literally like for 2 minutes, man. And it looked like spaceships just invading, and they would get close to the moon and they would just disappear. I don't know if anybody else saw this, Gonzo, but I made a post and I said, did anybody else see what I just saw in the sky? And then people started commenting, and I got a lot of hits, people saying that it was like satellites from Elon Musk was putting out satellites there. And I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that previous to that.
Did you find out that others had also seen it as well?
Yeah, I had some buddies that witnessed it, and it was pretty mind blowing to watch, especially if you don't know what's coming. It looked like a fucking Independence Day.
Gonzo, did you see
listen, listen, okay. You're not crazy. You're not going crazy.
Yeah.
There's most likely an explanation for it. But what we're starting to see now is we're starting to see phenomena. We're starting to put 1 + 1 together because we've been cooped up. And we see a little thing here. Did everybody notice that there was a report on UFOs that from video that's been like held for like 4 or 5 years by the Pentagon? They declassified it.
I thought it was just recent though. They released 2 of them.
Yeah, like a couple of days ago.
Yeah. And this is like a day or 2 after that video was released that I saw this shit in the sky.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's an invasion.
Well, I'll tell you.
You see, we're hiding, and they're moving in.
Well, it could be. You know, he called me, and I told I said I got back to him, and I said, and this was after the fact. I was indoors watching Handmaid's Tale. It was the end of the series, and it was a very important night for me and my wife. Okay, it was our opportunity to bond. And then I saw his message, and he said, "Go look in the sky." I look outside. It was after the fact. He said, "I'm telling you, it was weird because it was, moving up. It wasn't coming down. It was going up." And I said, Nadim, I remember last week they said there's going to be a meteor shower in the next few days. Could have something to do with that. And he said, "Bro, this is not a meteor shower." And he said, if you could get online, check out, there might be some video. And so there was a video, and he sent it to me. Remember that video? Should we roll that? Because we got it here.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was hey, Brad, if you have it, please roll that video. I'm still seeing the girls show.
Can you see it, Gonzo?
No. Okay. I believe you. We're back.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys were watching that video. It was like a string of lights going straight up, and it's not as impressive. I'm sure. I didn't see it in real life. It's not as impressive as probably what Nadim witnessed in real life, staring up at the sky. He described it as like it was way too uniform for it to be something that's just a haphazard.
An experiment, yeah.
Yeah. And that video was from Steve Weigel, the
news
guy.
Weather guy.
Yeah. And I think on the video it says that was out of another state, either Georgia or North Carolina or somewhere like that. So they were seeing it.
Well, let's get a little perspective here.
Mm-hmm.
We are we're podunk when it comes to the galaxy, the Milky Way. We're podunk. We're out in the sticks. All right. How about this one? Adrenaline junkies that we have. Now that we have adrenaline junkies coming from other planets that come here to do crazy shit. Okay. And now they're all leaving because they're like, oh, you can get the coronavirus. I got to get out of here. So that's the reason why we're seeing so much activity right now. And notice they're all going straight up. Bye. See ya.
Could be.
They're hauling ass, dude. Nobody wants it.
But what Steve Weigel said was on that site is he said that was Elon Musk's satellite launch.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It came out of the north.
I don't know.
I don't know where the fuck it came from, bro. But
remember what direction you were facing?
Elon Musk, artificial intelligence, him and Bill Gates, they're fucking taking over the universe. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
It's over. It's just a matter of time.
So get rich.
Well,
get rich. Don't have to get rich. But, grow some vegetables, keep your guns oiled and stock some bullets, and keep a good woman by your side. That's it. You're gonna need
Make
some
some
ammo.
good investments.
You don't have to wait for that to get a good woman. Listen, here's the thing, though. And I'm going to vouch for Nadim because I know he wasn't drinking that night. So he was stone cold sober. And I don't blame him for being a little concerned, especially with all this other shit driving us nuts. So if anybody else saw it, keep us updated. If you want to write us a little note, we'll read it. But again, officially, they're saying that was a satellite launch. So here's to Elon Musk. Go ahead.
Horse shit.
Well, at least they didn't try to say it was a weather balloon.
Yeah, I got your weather balloon right here.
The government was conducting an experiment.
Listen, we forgot to post that picture of Dean Napolitano. He's going to be our guest in a little while. Hey, Brad, you got that picture of him, the one that shows how he's doing since he's been in quarantine? Yeah, you see that picture right there, everyone?
Isn't he beautiful?
That's our good friend Dean Napolitano.
It's a handsome dude.
Normally, someone who is regarded as an extraordinarily striking gentleman. We don't want to do him a disservice with that. Let's show him the good picture now, Brad. You got the other picture?
That mug.
All right. Now, this is what Dean normally looks like. So, again, you can see what the stress of being...
He's such a nice boy.
He's such a good boy. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Nice and beautiful face. For your daughter. You have a daughter. Listen, you see, these are the effects that are affecting even the best of us in quarantine. So please, people, you're not alone.
It's true.
And beware. All right, he's going to be coming on a little bit later. I just wanted to put that up there. And you know what? Again, talking about the effects of what quarantine is doing and all the stress of, let's call it the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's got two names. It's such a fantastic disease. They gave it two names. It's a lot. And right now, people are walking around with this stress and this, I call it a trance. Like people, it's only been, let's call it 6 weeks since we've been in this condition. And this is my perspective. I feel like people are already forgetting normal life and starting to convince themselves that this is going to be the new normal forever. And that's a scary thought, right? And I started thinking about, I haven't lived, I'm 50 years old, okay? And the last tragedy that I recall was 9/11. As an ex-New Yorker myself, it was a big deal to me, family members, yeah, yourself, Gonzo. I know you were down here at the time, right, Nadim? I was down here too. But...
Yeah, it was my senior year in high school.
So we all remember it vividly.
Yep.
And
one of the weirdest days of my life.
Right. And it was a different type of disaster, but I remember the trauma from watching it over and over. Can we put that picture up, Brad, of 9/11? Okay. So we put that, they could hear me, right, Brad? Okay. I only pulled one picture up. Obviously there's thousands of pictures. I didn't want to put any more than this one because it still bothers me just to see the pictures. That's how much it affected me and so many others. But as far as our daily regular routine in life, it almost seemed, it was only 20 years ago. And during that time,
19 years ago.
19, okay, I'm rounding up. But at that time, we came up with all these different sayings like "never forget" and "God Bless America" was a song that we saw in the beginning of the show.
We rallied around the flag.
Right.
That's what it's there for.
And at that time, when it was still fresh, I know even myself, I was thinking, this is the new normal. Does anybody else remember feeling that way? Like, how are we ever going to go back to a normal life?
Well, you were in high school, right?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to sign a record deal for the group that I was in. And then I was 17. It was right before my birthday. And I just remember the feeling, my teacher shut off he was teaching class. He told everyone to shut up. And then he turned the TV on and we watched the second plane hit.
Oh.
And everyone's heart just dropped. And, I just remember thinking that I was going to they're going to impose the draft, and then I was going to have to go to war, and just everything was just pretty much over for me. Not for me at that point, but just the country. I felt like we were under attack. Like I didn't know when the next thing was going to happen, like the planes were coming in.
I was in Margate, if you're familiar with South Florida, Margate.
Yeah.
One of those little suburbs over by Coral Springs. Living in a decent little apartment, little duplex place. Had my 69. I had two cars. I had a 69 Caddy, and I had a minivan with a banging competition stereo system. Life was going pretty good. Had some friends staying over. They were in town from Israel. They literally came to my house to crash on the couch from the airport and then take their rental car down to Key West and have a Key West weekend. And when the deal went down on September 11th, and your birthday is September 12th, Nadeem?
No. My birthday's in October, but it was.
So it's a month before. At the time, I had just started getting into pro wrestling, and I had a show planned for that weekend. And needless to say, that didn't happen. But one of the weird things that happened was I went and I loaded my guns. And I have no idea why. I did it. I did it all up. I inspected them. I loaded all the clips. I popped that banana clip up in the AR, and then I put it down. I was like, why did I do that? Why? It's not like they're coming to fly. They're not coming to fly a plane into my half of a duplex in Margate. It's like they're not coming to get Gonzo, but they are coming to get us. And I'm part of us. But I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to hut, run down the street with my AR looking to defend what? From who? From where? You felt that menace. You felt that, and I hate to use the word terror, but you felt that terror. Now, for me, dealing with that terror manifested in itself in just some strange manic urge to go and get my weapons of defense to defend myself. But what was I defending myself from? I couldn't defend myself from what had happened.
The unknown.
It's just something that you do as a mechanism to make yourself feel better. I laughed at myself. I laughed. I walked around laughing at myself for 10 minutes. I'm like, you're an idiot.
You were looking for guys like that look like me and David.
Yeah. But you know what?
Well, with your Confederate flag.
You know what?
I didn't have a Confederate flag. Fuck you. I didn't have a Confederate flag.
Listen, take it easy.
Fucking with you.
Relax. Listen.
I'm tell you something. I had a Bushmaster, though,
I wouldn't call you an idiot. I wouldn't call you an idiot. It was a very emotional time.
It was.
We were attacked. We're seeing this like it was like an out-of-body experience. Like, this is not real.
Yeah.
It was like a Hollywood, like someone's punking us, right? That's not real. How could that be?
Fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah, like it was unreal. And when you finally had to come to terms with the fact that this is real, the uncertainty and the insecurity and the feeling of being violated, I think your survival instincts kicked in and you did what you thought you could do. Load your guns and just get ready. Sit by the door.
Who? For who, though? For who?
Look, hindsight's 2020, but at the time, that's what that surge of emotion that went through you caused you to do. So, different time, different catastrophe. I think we're not going through the same thing now emotionally, but we're going through that surge of emotion right now. And I don't want to belittle it or make direct comparisons because it's not. But when we go into survival mode and natural fears, take us over.
Defense mechanisms.
Right. And we're not ourselves. And like speaking with others or going on social media and seeing how other people are acting and reacting, it's all over the board. And it's getting a little bit more scattered as this goes on. Right. But if age has taught me anything, it's that nothing stays the same forever. And that is something that's giving me some comfort. And so, you know, the reason I wanted to talk about this topic is to share that and to remind those who lived through that kind of trauma at that time, and people even older than me who have lived through more trauma, and remind everyone that this too will pass. And
eventually,
yeah, I can't tell you when. Nobody does. Nobody has a crystal ball. But if history is a teacher in any way, it's that life's a roller coaster, and we will have normalcy again. And we all just got to be cool and be calm and not attack each other, and be good to each other. And the conflict's not helping anybody. And getting anxious about all this shit is not helping us.
Well, what's really crazy is that even before this, okay, and I'll even go so far as to say even before the reign of Trump began, before he ran, we're talking getting into probably 2010, 2011, the Obama administration, the polarization really got hardcore. I mean, hardcore from both sides. And nobody wanted to work with anybody else, and everybody was dragging their heels. And that poison seeped into public social discourse. Simple as that. 2010, 2011, poison. Okay, now here we are with a bunch of time on our hands, and conspiracy theories running through our heads, and people that we want to blame for the problem. Okay. And, you know, and you guys know me, okay, first 3 weeks, a month of this thing, my hair is just, I mean, there's a volcano coming out of the top of my head. Okay. You know, and I put the lid back on, and I kind of got on with life. And thusly, I only drink on Sunday nights. Salud.
Salud. Hey, don't be so fast.
Okay. But one thing that I've been tracking is I've been tracking the extremism.
Yeah.
The extremities. Okay. The extremism in the defensiveness of how the president has handled this situation. From whichever point you want to start complaining about December, you want to start complaining about January. However, okay, right now we're in the middle of the game. Okay. And if the quarterback threw 4 picks in the first quarter, you can't talk about that. Okay. Right now we're in the third quarter. Okay. We're still in this game. The game is still on. You want to wait till afterwards at the press conference and bust his balls. That's fine. I'm no fan of the man, but it's time to tell him to lead. He is starting to do that. Okay. In a way that we're comfortable with, and let's get on with this thing. That's all. This is me saying that.
That's good advice. And even more importantly, you know, we can do this as Americans, as humans, as a species. You know, the human race around this globe. You know, time is the best healer. We will have time to mourn those who we've lost, and I think everybody's been affected. Friends and family everywhere have been affected by this, and
let's
we don't want to
focus on
forget
what's
them.
in front of us, and let's plow through it.
Right. Anyway,
Period.
We want to leave that behind, and we want to get on to our next segment because we got a great guest who's in the waiting. He's a great comic down here in the state of Florida, and hopefully a lot of people tuned in to see him tonight. Before we bring him on, we're going to show a short clip of one of his best pieces of work. Hey, Brad, if you could run that, please.
What do you do, fucker? Publix Deli, solid job. You good sandwich? Yeah, Jimmy's clapping for that. Publix Deli, very important job. Are you good with the slicer? You one of these fucking morons they hire there. They take 20 minutes to get a fucking pound of roast beef because they make you test 7 different thicknesses of the fucking meat. Does it not drive you nuts? Are you on the verge of killing people when they want to test every fucking piece of meat you cut? Tonight's the night when the lady says, I want it so thin I can see light through my turkey breast. And every customer. Yes, I know it is, Mitch. Let it out, Mitch. That's why you're all pent up. You're raping that fucking straw to death for an hour right now, just twisting the fucking thing because these fucking broads come in and they want to test the cheese. I want to taste the bologna. How about you fucking take it home and test it and come back and tell me what you like? Isn't that what you want to say, Mitch? Say it, Mitch. Let it out now before you kill 60 people out of fucking Publix. Let it out before you're the next fucking major news story, Mitch. Tell me. Tell me now so you can let it out and not kill. Just say it. Say it. Fucking stop getting samples, people. Yell it out, Mitch. Say it. Say it, Mitch, or you'll regret it. Tell everybody here, these are all Publix people. I don't see any Winn-Dixie scum in here. Fucking Publix. Fucking class joint. Fucking say it, Mitch. Stop asking for samples. I know how to cut the meat. Say it. There you go, Mitch. You did it, kid. You're not going to go to jail killing 30 people at the Publix counter.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we have our special guest with us now. He's got a really cool shirt on. A lot of you recognize him, Mr. Dean Napolitano. Welcome, Dean, to the show.
What's
right.
up, fellas?
Yeah.
Salud.
Hey.
What does that shirt say? I see.
For your health.
Yeah, salud.
Yes.
Salud. Look at you. You still got the beard. Look at him. God bless him.
Yes.
I'm growing this so I can get different parts in acting, boys. I'm tired of being the the nice cop or the fireman. I want to be the guy that sells drugs, kills people.
I remember Rob Lowe back then in the day. He said, I don't want to be the good-looking pretty boy anymore. Is that what's going on with you now?
I think that's what I want to go at.
Jeez.
I think that's what I want to do.
No, you're IT guy number 4, the guy who's always got the desk in the corner. He's got the weird pictures up with UFOs and crap in front of all in his cubicle. I'm
telling you, you grow a beard, people treat you differently. They really do. I mean, because I'm always smart. Yeah, see, like everybody's got the beard now. Everybody's in, they're who's growing the strong beards. I walk in Publix now. I get a little respect.
It's like you're driving a semi. They move out of your lane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the beard.
My real age never shows until I grow my beard out, because then you see the salt and pepper, and then I got to go crazy with the Grecian formula. But you're like 50 years younger than me. You look at you. You look fabulous.
I'm 50, but I don't hide it. I did a Just for Men like impromptu commercial. I'll color it in. Women color their hair. You know what I mean? Nadeem's young. He still's got the darker hair.
Oh, he's disgusting. He's disgusting on top of his head and on his face.
Nadeem was abducted by aliens the other night, and they gave him a makeover, and they put him back. They killed his skin, and he's got all fresh shit on there.
His neighbor was probably out front with a fucking Roman candle that night.
Yeah.
He's like, I think this is UFO.
I was high. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was high.
You go. Now
what the fuck is that?
A Roman. Oh boy. Dude,
there's so many of them.
Oh man,
like they're so close to my house.
Hey, listen, you got Lou Lange saying salute to you, Big Daddy.
There we go.
Louis Lang.
Yeah, Lou
Lang. Which one are you on? Yeah, salute. Which one are you on? I got 5 different things going on here.
He's saying salute. That's on Facebook.
Louis is a friend of the network, man. He's a friend of the network. He checks out all the shows.
Nice.
We love Lou.
All right, so you're saying you wanted to, have, I don't know, you're running from the cops. I don't know what's happening, but you wanted to change your appearance.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're still gonna
this protection program.
We're still gonna have to, follow behind you and feed off your throwaways, okay? Because you're a good-looking guy, But even a guy like you take chances every time you get on stage. Every time you get on stage and you start, gabbing, and there's alcohol involved. Have you ever gone up on stage? It's kind of like that clip you just showed. I mean, you were pretty aggressive there with that guy.
You don't know how it's going to go. It's always a game.
You're risking. That guy could have spit in your freaking, in your pastrami. Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone been offended ever by your comedy during a live show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had people rush the stage from like early on in my career. And I used to have a big buddy of mine that would come and he's like, don't worry, somebody runs up, I'll grab them. Cause I don't fuck around. And I'm always laughing with a smile. And like my comedy friends would be like, you could call some guy a cocksucker and he loves you because you're smiling the whole time. But you know, I had one guy that came up and he hit me good, man. He came up and fucking he didn't knock me out. He punched.
Never went down, Dom. I never went down.
I did because everybody bullshits. Like you see fights, guys are taking hits on the. This guy came in a full right, and I was just like this, and I went down. I didn't know what hit me, and you get punched and you're ready. It's different, but when you got a loose jaw, it's like boom. I went in a
punch.
Oh man! And they jumped on. The audience jumped on this guy, but he wasn't even the one I was going after. The person he was with was just loud. He wasn't paying attention, and he just walked up to this. I thought he was going to shake my hand.
Well, Dino, you're not a small dude. I mean,
no, I was.
You're a grown ass man.
I know. I would have taken my shots with him if I knew I was in a fight.
Right?
You're in a fight. Right?
You see with the spotlight in your face, all you can see is like shoes. You're like, hey, what's going on?
And you just don't think it's going to happen. It was weird though, because the guy got in big trouble. He got arrested that night, the whole 9 yards.
As well, he should.
Yeah, and I could have really pressed it harder. Yeah, it was the thing. He was going through a divorce, whatever. But it was weird because I sensed it was different than any other time I've had people rush the stage because it was like too calm. Like he was just kind of smiling, walking up, and I'm like, this feels different. Maybe I should. Usually getting that ready stand.
Yeah. Psycho.
So this has happened before. Like usually, means that like, this is a regular occurrence.
Yeah, usually I'm thinking like I hope my buddies are watching in case something goes down. That was there, but this happened to be a show. I had none of my friends came out. I was kind of there by myself. My nephew was there, but he was way in the back, and it was packed. It was a 110 seat room. It was sold out in Daytona. Where I started comedy, and then I don't know. Nadim, you ever been rushed or?
Oh, it was Daytona. No wonder.
No, I've had some people say some shit to me, but I haven't been rushed yet. So I'm waiting. Soon, it's coming. I can feel it.
Yeah, I think you got it in you, kid.
A couple more Jew jokes. I'm gonna get crossed. You're
gonna have Jeffrey Goldstein rushing that stage in no time.
Yeah. Listen, I've been on stage all of like 20 times. Okay, so I really haven't had to deal with a serious heckler, but I used to be a pro wrestler. Okay, and I used to be a bad guy. And that's the only way you can know you're doing your job well is if some little old lady wants to crawl up in the ring and come fight you.
Exactly.
When you're talking smack, which I got good at.
What are you going to do when you got a heckler? You're going to pretend to defend yourself?
Oh, no. They get serious.
Just saying.
You know who the most dangerous guy in that situation is when somebody's trying to crawl through the ropes? You know who the most dangerous guy in this situation is? The referee.
I was going to say that.
Okay, because the referee is trained to kick them in the face when they stick their head through the ropes. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Man, woman, child, boom, boot to the face. I've seen a dude 5'8", 150 pounds soaking wet, and he just went to town on this dude that came between the ropes. Just boom, 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 just lighting him up. So, you guys as comics, and especially you, Dino. I mean, I've seen your act twice, both in a bigger room and a smaller room. You're great with crowds. You're great with drunks, but you don't back off.
That's why he's on this show. Look at us.
I know.
Which is great. It's great to me.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Gonzo.
No, it is. I mean, you had to deal with drunks in both sets, both in a smaller and a bigger set. So, hats off to you.
Even the other comics you were working with. I mean, we were drunk that night.
Yeah.
That's right.
For real.
And you never know what's going to happen. That's what's the funnest about those shows. And I never really ask for it, and I don't seek it out. It just seems to happen. And as far as people rushing, I've had serious encounters at shows where I was surprised. Somebody actually said to me, "I'm surprised it took this long for you to get punched." I was like, you're probably right. I'm pretty lucky.
Wasn't that your ex-wife?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, I mean, some of the themes of your material, I mean, they're New York based.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're some of the themes people get passionate about.
They're very relatable. They're very relatable.
Exactly.
And they could get emotional because people might think you're like recanting their life story because it's so freaking relatable.
And people come up to me after shows and they're like, they think they're my best friend, which I love them. I love the audience. I talk to everybody. I love people. But one time in Altamont Springs, Florida, I did a joke about when John Glenn went into outer space again when he was old. And I wrote a joke like, he's so old, his prostate's going to shoot out of his ass like a pumpkin when they hit the 5 G's. And he got a huge ass. I did a joke about prostate, my dad getting prostate surgery. And this old guy up front apparently just had prostate cancer. I have no idea. One guy, he walks out, like, I guess all upset, just got out of the hospital. But this is probably like 1999. They made the club, but it was Bonkers Comedy Club. They called me and said, look, we know, you don't have to do this, but they're very upset. The people are upset with Holiday Inn where the show was held. And I had to write an apology kind of to this guy. And a lot of comics wouldn't do that. But I thought, this was an 85-year-old guy. And if I hurt the guy's feelings and he just had cancer, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't need to be like, this is my material. But, it was a funny joke. Sorry you had fucking prostate cancer. But, I'll write the apology.
I think we're going to encounter a lot of that when we come out of
this. That's it.
When we come out of COVID,
it's going to be better. I think it's going to be better for us because I think because of this, and we know how quickly it can change, I think comics are going to be more, I don't give a fuck what the people, what society says. I think we're going to have more freedoms now.
The real life is short moment,
Exactly. I think that way now. I mean, we were all doing shows 2-3 weeks before, shaking hands, and thank God none of us got sick, but we could have.
Knock wood, right?
I think I did.
Right?
I got hit hard in January, bro. Dropped 10 pounds. I'm waiting to get the fucking test.
Well, there you go. Get the antibody
test. Yeah.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah.
Have any of you guys done it?
I haven't done it yet.
No, and I think I had it at the end of January. My mom definitely had it at the end of February. All right, she definitely had it because she almost died getting herself to the ER. Jeez. All right, in the middle of the night. My mom's a tough old broad. But I
got the fucking antibodies right here. This is
right.
What you do. You do some of this.
That's right here too.
This is what you do. It's sponsored
right
by
here too.
Ireland.
Salute.
That's what I tell my girlfriend. I don't get sick because I drink heavily.
That's it.
What?
Right.
It's an antiseptic. Listen, so comedy, you're revered as one of the best, and we love watching you. What got you started in comedy?
For me, I was the youngest of 8, so you don't get heard, really a lot. And in my family, Italian, Irish, New Yorkers, German, mostly Italian, my dad. It's if you were funny, people gave you attention, but I was also quiet, so I didn't really come out of my shell till I was 16, but I used to listen to like Dangerfield and me and my brother would watch Carlin and Pryor from up on the banister while my dad watched it on HBO. And, we get yelled at, go to bed. And we're watching.
Don't lie. You watched Bill Cosby.
Yeah. I never really
watched Bill Cosby. Come on.
I've seen his stuff when I was a kid, but I wasn't a big Bill Cosby fan. I like
Art. Come on.
It was some funny shit. And that's the guy was funny, but he also raped about 38 women. But that's neither here nor there.
People still listen to R. Kelly. That's all I can.
He's a raper. Can't take that back. Once you're a raper, you're a raper.
I don't care how funny you are.
Said a few things.
I'm funny.
The stuff is out there, though. It's funny. It's undeniable.
He is funny. You know what I mean? And OJ was a great running back. But
right.
Awesome. I've seen him twice.
Yeah. Still get raped.
For me, honestly, I could remember comedy bits really easy. And it was an easy way to kind of make people laugh. And then I think when I was 16, I saw Dice Clay and I memorized all his rhymes. And my brothers, they never really listened to me, but we were at the family thing. I did the rhymes for them and I did it like with the impression and they were dying. And I didn't really know I wanted to be a comedian then, but I was like, this feels good,
I was the same age. And that was the Dangerfield special when they were both on it, right? I took to Dom Irera, though, on that one.
Barry Sobel.
The capa squatter to pinch the loaf. The roll some lighter to heave the Havana.
I did not have pork. This is pork.
You spit pork on my nose.
Let's bust my proboscis.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit sticks with you when you see it. And Kinnison was on that one, and you know who else was on that one? Richard Schimmel, who was hilarious.
Yeah.
Not Bob.
Yeah. Robert Schwimmer. Yeah, the doctor pulled that string, and I came like a wildcat.
When he does that joke made me laugh. I'm going to shove this knotted rag up your ass. No, you're not. Pearl. What are you, Monty Hall?
Yeah, right. Yeah, string of fucking pearls.
No, you're not.
What is this? Let's make a deal.
I mean, here's a guy who beat cancer, right? This is why you got to live for the day. Beats cancer. Yeah. He's living loves comedy, right? He's doing his life and dies in a car accident with his daughter driving. That's why I don't let my daughter drive me to shows.
That's a good one. That's a good reason.
Dude, he beat cancer and then he had like a fucking heart attack, didn't he?
He's over here to my right laughing, but she's good.
Look at Bobby Schimmel.
Bobby Schimmel, great. But you know what? How about Barry Sopel with the Barry Sopel girls? Do you remember that one on there?
I remember. Yeah, he was the one. He had
the rhymes. He did the rhymes. The Beastie Boy. That was a great. That whole
thing. The one-liners, the rapid fire one-liners.
Yeah.
All right, you win.
Chinese people are excellent drivers. Okay, fine.
That's
you win.
Yeah, he had that whole slew on that. Yeah,
he was fun. That was the best special ever.
That was a different time when comics, I felt, helped comics a lot more with specials like that, whether it was Dangerfield or even Rosie O'Donnell did it on MTV and all that. But how many comics did Dangerfield put out there that hit a huge?
Bunches.
Bob Nelson.
Bunches.
You know, guys that you just forget about, but they were legendary back in the 80s, man.
Yeah. Take a moment to say hello to, it looks like Dawn Langdon is with us. Cheers, Dawn Langdon. She comes to a lot of our shows. And we want to say salute. She was at the show over at the Beer Garden when you were down during Christmas time.
Yeah, that was fun.
Don't remind me the Beer Garden show that I didn't get to see that was coming right before the thing.
Where the hell you were. The thing, what, the first thing? What are you talking about?
I love the Beer Garden. Beer Garden is the shit.
Well, you know what? Let's, keep forging forward. We'll get back to what normal should be. I've been in contact with them, and they're looking forward to having their first reopening show whenever that becomes a safe thing to do. So we'll get you in there.
Catch me while I'm unemployed. You can get it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Well, as long as you're unemployed, I'll be buying. Okay, I got you there, Gonzo.
I like really good German beer. Oh yeah,
and women. I love that bustier thing. I mean, that should just anyway.
If they're doing that, but I've seen some German women that'll scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, in all races. They always like, I'm Lebanese, and people always say, "Oh yeah, Lebanese women are beautiful." I go, "Yes, some."
We all know.
Like any race.
There's always that group where you're like, "Whoa."
There's some that are really
ladies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gorgeous. And then there's the ones with the mustache, and that goes on in every race.
German chicks are all 6 foot tall, blonde, and they look like they could take a punch.
And they probably can. Okay.
But
then there's some striking ones with the bustier.
Hey, listen, my mother was half German and she was a little petite lady, but I've seen some, you see these German broads,
And she put a knot on your head, right?
And full-blooded Italian broads, they're crazy too.
Yeah, I like to focus.
They throw things.
And guys always talk about like their type, like guys have a type. Like the type.
I love Italian women. Who are you kidding?
I like hot women. That's my type. Hot. Okay.
Cuban girls.
Redhead. I'm like Captain Kirk. They can be green. Okay. They just need to be hot. Okay. Anyway, let's get off, ladies.
Good. I like redheads. Very nice.
Beautiful.
I like how David has his pen in his hand like fucking Sean Hannity. Like he's fucking, you're doing something important. You're fucking, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're fucking... You got your earpiece in.
I didn't even have the point wasn't even out. I'm looking at
it's like breaking news.
Me like a motherfucker right now on Facebook. That's son of a bitch. Women are not.
You expect the chyrons to come across like breaking news.
Listen, let's talk about Facebook for a second. Why in the world?
Oh, hey, we're on Facebook Live. Hey, how you doing, Facebook Live?
All right, this time it's actually a positive because Facebook and Instagram made Mr. Napolitano. I don't know your father's first name. I call him Mr. out of respect.
Yeah, my pops. Yep.
Okay. they made him famous. How is it that your father became more famous on social media than you?
First of all, let's not get carried.
Yeah, I think he is. Hey, Brad, yeah, if you're listening, I'd like for you to please roll that clip of Dean's dad doing some of the finest comedy that I've seen. Go ahead, Brad.
What do you mean I'm not going to get you online?
Say it again, Pop.
What do you mean I'm not going to get you online? It makes no sense.
You better put me on the goddamn line here.
I'm not putting you on no line. I'm looking at a video. Who wants to see you with your cane? You think you're famous?
Yes, I am.
Whoa.
And who gives a rat's ass?
A rat's ass. Pop.
You would rather have a rat's ass today than anything. I'm telling you right now.
Go to China, you get the coronavirus from a rat's ass.
This is bad news.
What?
Oh, that's
Yeah. So we were just laughing about that little clip. Dean, what was that? Your voice in the background? Were you breaking your dad's balls?
Yeah, my daughter helps me sometimes too. Like we my dad is the funniest when he's not trying to be funny. So we try to like sneak tape him because as soon as he knows the camera's rolling, he starts putting on a show. But he's a funny bastard. Like he's a muse for me. And but he also is like, anybody, like, how was the show? Good. Anybody know me there? They ask about me. You know what I mean? He's like,
We got to make shirts. He needs merch now.
Yeah,
You don't mind me asking, how old is he?
He's 90. He just turned 90.
90.
God
Yeah,
bless
he
him.
emotes with that cane.
He
uses that cane for emphasis. So
He's swinging that thing around like Fred Astaire and Dancing with the Rain. You know what I mean?
no, it's like, yes, sir, no problem.
It's my daughter and I laugh because we live here with him, and you know we watch out for him, and it's a good thing.
You're a good son.
He's
You are a
hilarious,
good son.
but it's he's been going with me on shows since I was 30. Like when he was in his 60s, he'd come on the road for a couple days. You know, my parents helped me out watch my daughter and my son when I was on, doing a show, whatever. If my ex-wife wasn't available, but if I had him, and he would come on all the shows, so he's experienced a lot of comedy. And like he told one group of girls, we went out one night after the show, and he's like, I write all his material because a lot of the bits were about him, but he's fucking telling them he's my writer. And I'm like, what? He goes, and the guy, Joe Sanfilippo, who runs Bonkers, goes, hey, your dad just told them he writes your material.
That's some funny shit. He's still working it, man. That's what he's doing.
Dude,
he's working the angles.
He's working it, man. He's,
Yeah, I write all his shit.
But he'll say shit like this. We go out, we were in Vegas. We go to this nice restaurant, right? All of us are at the table with the club owner. And the one girl's there, and she's got these huge fake breasts. And my dad says, hey, can I give you some advice? She goes, what's that? He goes, don't stand up in a canoe. The table, but I mean, certain guys were dying. Like, what? He goes, with those balloons, you tip right over.
Balance, sweetheart, balance.
He called them balloons.
With those balloons.
I can't.
I called them bosoms last week, and these guys went nuts on me. They go,
Bosoms.
He goes,
Jesus, dude.
Nadeem says
Get
that's
together.
1970. I haven't heard that since 1972.
That's a bunch of rigmarole.
Borscht Belt next week? What are you doing?
Right?
I said I wanted to be.
Was this the Catskills?
I wanted to be held within her bosom. I said, so what? Everyone understood, man.
Yeah, well,
You don't have to
let
be
me
foul.
tell you, the funny nut doesn't fall far from the funny tree. Okay, my old man. You talk to my old man for 5 minutes, you know exactly why I act like the way I act.
Exactly.
I mean, like that. Like, oh, I get it now.
Mm-hmm. And then you hang around with him too much. You start doing the mannerisms, which I'm doing. And my daughter will be like, hey, Pop.
Bigger than shit.
And I'm like, oh, I'm not Pop. This is bad. If I start shitting my pants, we got a problem.
Somebody needs to get trained in advance, okay?
It'll be along soon enough. It'll be along. Don't rush. Don't rush it.
But it's true. You must have gotten that funny gene from somewhere, and it probably was your dad.
It's
and he's
always
not the
dad.
only. Yeah, he's not the only one who makes funny videos, by the way. You got a bunch of funny videos that we saw out on Facebook. So we stole one and we want to show it here now. Hey, Brad, you got that popcorn video you want to show us right now?
E equals MC squared. This shit really works.
Being a wise ass, and then they
Yeah,
go,
so that was Smart Pop.
Smart pop, smart food. Smart food? Is it smart food? Yeah.
I don't know. It's smart something. It's
Smart-
smart brand.
Smart Foods.
Apparently, I'm back to being dumb again because I don't know the name of it, but it was smart something. And
Smart Foods. It's popcorn.
yeah, my daughter and I, she does improv comedy, so we sit around sometimes and think about funny sketches to do, and we're gonna do one tomorrow. But we just kind of I actually did one on the Little Mermaid song, and I had fake coconut. I mean, what did I have? Shell tits, and
Under the sea.
I did and we filmed all day, and we edited it, and then there was some dude that could really sing. Literally had the same idea, and 2 days later put up this great video of all the Disney characters in quarantine. So I just fucking ditched all the shit we filmed.
All that work.
It was a ton of work. I mean, we had props, we had set up supplies, and you know, sometimes like I didn't want to put it out because his was so much better, and I'm like, well, that's much better than mine, and not gonna do it. But I just like filming sketch bits, and sometimes I sit there and go, man, I can't believe I only got 1,000 views on that. I thought that was viral shit.
Right.
It's viral, not deep. You know what I mean? I go,
Yeah, dude, it's the thing. I haven't gone viral. I don't post enough shit, but the thing that you least expect when you put out there that's what's gonna fucking hit.
yeah, you think that's what I hear. Everybody's like, yeah, the one that you think is like the ones I put the most time into. You know, I did a great one on the Peloton bike thing.
Oh, that was really good. I
Saw
like that
that
one a
one.
lot.
And it was, yeah, and she said,
Now, who was that girl and lady?
so I had some friends that are actors out here in Orlando. I've been acting here since I was in my 20s, early 20s, and I came up with the idea. I wrote the sketch bit out, and this girl's funny. Her daughter's cute as hell and funny. And I just saw him at a commercial audition, so I just pitched it to him, and she's like, "You can use my house." And she has a beautiful house. It looked like a Norman Rockwell tree, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And she knew an award-winning director that's going to Harvard from high school. Got admitted to Harvard or one of the big Ivy League schools. And she directed it. And, you know, I think I gave her $100. It was not, the kid was great. This girl's a phenomenal director. And we just did it, and it came out awesome. And I thought, this has got to go. And I was 2 weeks too late with it, though. I tried to get it the week before because you got to jump on it when it's hot.
Yeah.
And I think I could have got some of the news places to show it because it was good quality, but it was there. And there was shitty ones that got like, you know, 50, 60,000 views. Mine had like 3,000. I'm like, what the fuck?
It was well produced. I remember that. I was like, this is like a real production. Like, you spent money on this.
And the little girl's like, Santa thinks I'm fat. It was fucking hilarious.
She was great. Now, and I refer to her as the fat girl. Forgive me, I don't mean literally fat.
No,
but she referred to herself in the
commercial
as an actress. You're like, yo, Santa thinks I'm fat, and she runs off crying. Great acting.
You know,
she was very cute.
She's
You
great.
guys, all three of you did a great job in that.
It was so
I watched
much
it over
fun.
and over.
Yeah, we ad-libbed a couple things at the end, and the actress, my friend Amy Jordan, she was great. And you know, that's the thing, you pulled together people. I did this one called the scratch off one. Did you see that one?
Yes,
I saw that one. Yeah.
That one I got with 2 local Orlando comics, and my daughter played the one guy's girlfriend in the parking lot, or wife, and we filmed that because that was real shit. I do a bit about that. And I was doing a scratch off with my buddy next to me in the car one time. We went out to dinner, and we go get a couple of $20 scratch offs, like a couple of Italians. You know,
it's like drugs. It's like fucking drugs.
Yeah, but even worse. Listen to the vision.
You're even talking about you do drugs with a friend. You're like, yeah, me and a buddy of mine, we got a couple of scratch offs. We're gonna get that shit. Yeah, man, we got that shit.
You see these sickos at Publix, they can't even take it in the car. They're at the counter, like scratching. So me and my buddy are in the car before dinner. We get these 2 20s, and I got the thing in my lap, and he's holding
20s. Drug lingo.
$20, man. We got the $20 scratchers, you know. And I got it in my lap, scratching like this, you know. And he's got the light on my crotch, and I'm like this. And I look over, and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, this looks like you're watching me jerk off. He looks at me, I go, and he starts cracking up. I go, what the fuck?
The truck is shaking. The top is on the window.
See some little
right
lady walk by, like,
oh, dude, people walk by and they look over and it looks weird, you know. So I'm like, this would be a funny sketch bit, you know. So I wrote out the sketch bit. I got 2 Orlando guys, and we filmed it. I don't know, one afternoon. They edited it. It was cool. And I thought, and I think got a lot of hits on Facebook and stuff, but, just thought it would go, maybe, had a shot at doing something. We kept it, but like Nadim, like you said, it's going to be one that I probably, film in five minutes and that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
I got to film some shit myself, dude. I'm almost done. I barely started in a comedy and it's almost over from, it's not good. It's not things.
6 weeks off, you're done.
I drive my girlfriend nuts, I think, because every time we talk, I'm like, I'm just fucking, I don't know. Maybe I should change. This pandemic bullshit has got me thinking, maybe I should just get out. What could I do? I don't know what I would do.
I'm
said,
in the same boat.
What are you going to do? Like, you're going to go back to school and do what?
No, you're stuck. Listen.
I got nothing.
What are you doing to keep yourself
forced to get better?
What are you doing to keep yourself mentally sharp?
I'm a strip club DJ. What do you think?
You're scratching off a lot, my friend.
I'm doing a lot of scratching.
You got to stay in shape for when the season kicks back in.
No, I mean, right now, like to be honest, I haven't written one new joke in this whole time. I haven't. I said to myself,
everyone says that.
I can't force myself to write. I've never been that kind of writer. It has to happen organically for me. But I do believe that a break is good. I love comedy, but honestly, this was a good break for me in the sense of the travel. I was wore out last year. I did the most shows I've ever done in a year, but
it's a grind.
It's a grind. And this is the longest I've ever gone in 29 years without doing a show. So it's definitely a different perspective. Definitely writing more sketch bits, filming more stuff. Just kind of assessing, where the business is going to go at this point. I don't believe if stand-up comedy becomes this thing where they want you to wear a mask or people wearing masks, I'm out. I need to see people laughing. I need to see their faces. I can't go and do comedy for fucking people with masks on. Come on. It's a joke. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that could be difficult.
Doing stand-up online. You ever see these shows they're putting up online?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're brutal.
See, and every comic I know says that, and I'm like, I've been offered, you should do one. I'm like, you know what? I don't get it.
I saw you're advertising something that you got involved with. What is it called? Laugh Link?
Yeah, the Laugh Link. And Nadim, you might want to check this out too with Ron Feingold and YouTube, Dave, because you can get not just like comedy gigs, but you can do like you could be like a special guest speaker for a company or whatever. I'm not sure it's going to go. That's also, even when Ron Feingold, who's the guy, he's the brainchild of it. He came up with the idea, and I think someone else done something sort of like it. But to me, that's not the reason I got into this business. Like, this is fun doing radio, doing kind of like these sessions and talking to guys and laughing about stupid, funny shit. But to do shows online and to be, I never wanted to be a motivational speaker. It's, not my thing. Yeah.
Well, the technology is able to keep us all in touch, and from, without it, we'd really be disconnected after all these months. Brad, you got that picture, that promo picture? Let's put that up of the Laugh Link for. Okay.
And it's really good for comics because guys are booking shows for $500,000, $300. You can and I was talking to my friend. I'm like, I don't know if that's my thing. He goes, well, listen, it's just like if somebody wants to, they're a fan of yours and they want to talk to you for 15 minutes for $50. I thought about it. I was like, well, you know what? Other businesses do that.
It's only fans for comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to pay that or whatever, but if it happens.
All right. Well, do you know what OnlyFans is?
No.
OnlyFans is this webcam link for these webcam girls, and it's been overrun with strippers. Okay, like I said, I'm in the business, right. So it has been overrun with strippers, just house girls. I mean, forget the feature entertainers and the porn stars that had their own established accounts and were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And forget those. Those are the upper echelon. We're talking house strippers, day shift girls.
Yep.
All right.
What was that again?
Onlyfans.com. You got guys blowing up their credit cards on these things. It's
that's crazy.
Well, I got to tell you, Dean's willing to take something off if
I'm ready. I'm
But-
ready to start stripping. What the
No,
hell?
but this
you haven't
wrestling
seen
thing.
you haven't seen my co-host on Monday night, Sam Singh.
Oh, she's something else. She is.
You
a
never
piece of
watched the
work.
Gonzo radio show.
I gotta
Yeah,
check. I'll check it out.
Well, now.
Shameless plug Monday nights,
Yeah.
hot girls,
It's true.
comedy. all of
Shamelessly
that.
plug yourself. That's code for something.
What? Just because I got girl going on tomorrow night at 8:00 Eastern time.
She is prettier than you. I'll tell you that right now.
And Deirdre D. We're gonna have a chick named Deirdre D. Okay, get this. Okay,
Deirdre D, like
I worked
Sandra
with this
D.
chick.
Is that her
I worked
sister?
with this chick when she was a skinny 19-year-old.
Mm.
Okay,
I like skinny, and I like 19.
skinny little thing.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
beautiful, gorgeous. She's still got a beautiful face, but she over time she joined the lingerie football league, and she went into the gym, and she could take Nadeem. She could take Nadeem easy.
I mean,
I
look.
lost weight, okay? I get it.
Is it,
I'm not.
what is it you're eating now? Like
Nadeem,
grass?
you're what, 165?
You eating like
No,
grasshoppers? What are you eating?
I'm probably like 155, 160
Oh
right
God,
now.
she would
I think I'm
destroy
dying.
you.
Yeah, she would.
She's
and
like
I would-
170.
I would ask her to hit me too. By the way,
And this, and she's beautiful. She's a big, strong girl.
I love it. I want to
Beautiful,
wrestle her.
gorgeous. She's great on stage. She's a great dancer. She's a great stripper. And she and Sam did some OnlyFans things that was very, very popular. So I'm just saying, from OnlyFans and a shameless plug and a veiled threat at Nadeem that, I am going to have a guest on that could probably take him. And it's a girl. It's a really
What am I going to do with OnlyFans? I'm going to flash my nuts on the fucking camera? What do you want?
Hey,
I mean,
Nadeem,
times are tough, but give me what the fuck am I going to do on that
Nadeem,
site?
listen, whatever it
You never
takes.
know. Somebody could pay for that.
Whatever it
Start
takes to
my
build the
jokes and be like, I'm
business.
sorry I didn't finish. I didn't write the punchline. That's most of my material. It just
You
fucking
take my
tails off.
fat ass and put it in a G-string. And
No, we don't want to
hey,
see that. Nobody wants to
There's
see that.
people
Listen,
that'll pay for that.
yeah, listen, when all this distancing is over, Nadeem, we're oiling you up. You understand, and you're going to be wrestling 2 or 3 of these girls. You're going to have to take one for the team, pal.
Do it. I mean, if there's money involved, I'm all about it. Times are tough.
He's a referee. He sounds like the guy with the whistle. He's like, I'm all
You're
about
my
it.
boy,
I'm
Blue.
good. I'm good.
I'll be like John Candy in Stripes. For $340, my man here.
My man.
No, or
Lean.
KY wrestling, pudding,
Machine.
something. Okay.
My timing is never great. Well, it's like timing is everything in comedy. We all know. Like I put this T-shirt on because my daughter and I laugh about it. I haven't had a T-shirt to sell in 20 years. Okay, because I don't want to lug it around. I sell other shit. So I get this T-shirt made. My buddy who makes Eric Rosenblum. You guys know him.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a great idea for a T-shirt when nobody was confined to home, but the toilet paper was going nuts. He goes, I got a great idea for a T-shirt. So the T-shirt says, it's got a roll of toilet paper. It says, in case of emergency, use shirt. Turn inside out before putting back on. The toilet paper was disappearing, right? He goes, Dean, I think you'll sell the shit out of these, to be funny. I was like, all right, well, I haven't sold a T-shirt. And he's like, I'm telling you, they're going to sell. And I love Eric and I trust him, right? So I ordered fucking 100 T-shirts. 2 days before everything shuts down. So if anybody wants one, they're $25. Venmo me.
Listen, he's serious. He's got 99 more T-shirts in his closet.
I got
people.
Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. All right. Oh wait, before we go any crazy here. Here it is.
www.
PayPal is me / Dean Napolitano. Venmo is at Dean Napolitano. And Cash App is just Dean Napolitano. $ Dino Cash. I got to get rid of these fucking T-shirts. But people went nuts for toilet paper. This is going to be a big deal.
Right.
Dean, this is when you said, I'm thinking about, I'm just fucking,
We're pushing all kinds of products tonight.
Is it very absorbent?
It's actually a very high quality T-shirt. It's funny. It's a shit joke.
People, yeah, shit. Okay, how far we take?
Scatological humor.
It's bathroom humor, but it's funny for the times.
Listen, for everybody watching, Dean Napolitano,
$25, just find me. I'll send
is a comic in the midst of a A time when we cannot work, and comics
A
are
financial and nervous breakdown.
yeah.
It's just funny.
Order a goddamn shirt or 12. All right.
Exactly.
So, yeah, come on. It's
No, it's
not
like-
about wearing the shirt. It's about supporting Dean and the comedy community.
All
So,
the, you know, it's,
yeah.
it's a journey. I've been at this 29 years, going on 30, full time since I'm 26, 27.
Yep.
You know, and it's a journey comedy because there's guys that barely get by. And you guys know, Nadim, you make money and then you don't, and you travel, and they're like, what's the risk and reward, and is it worth it doing this gig, that gig? Why ain't I in this club? And you work your ass off. I was saying, you work to a point. I have my best year. I finally buy a new car. I have that Ford F-150 I've done 100 videos on, right? I got 460,000 miles on one vehicle, same engine, same transmission. Try to get Ford to sponsor me. I can't get a fucking bite.
Those motherfuckers.
I finally buy a new car. Had a good year. The fucking plague hits.
Oh God. I'm sitting in the driveway. Right.
See, I see a lot of parallels between stand-up comedy, pro wrestling, and stripping.
Yeah,
I see a lot of parallels. Okay, I mean, on the really super low open mic end, nobody's getting paid. Everybody's doing it for stage time. It's the same with wrestling. You have these guys that are fresh out of all these wrestling schools. Nobody's getting paid. You're doing it for ring time. The same with with dancers. You get these young girls that are coming out. They can't dance for crap. They're dancing on the day shift at a small club. Nobody's getting really paid.
It's bizarre how it hasn't changed though, like with wrestling or comedy, because it's
right.
been like this. This when they tried to unionize comics in LA back in the day, in the 70s or 80s, whatever it was, a comedy store.
Yeah, mid 70s. Yeah, that was crazy too.
Because there's always a group that will do it for nothing. And it just devalues the product. And it's even in the actors union. This is just an example about actors. I get an email about a Spectrum, Spectrum cable, national commercial, 39 states, right? Print and something else, like all this coverage, which you would make if it was a SAG, which I'm part of the union. You would normally on something like that make 30 grand on that in a year.
Multimedia package.
Print and the social media and TV. They wanted a $500 for buyout for all that for a year.
Wow.
$500. And I'm going, how the fuck is Spectrum able
to take one picture?
I just deleted I'm not even going to respond to the email.
That's crazy.
But there's some idiot new actor going, that sounds great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I had a side hustle as a party DJ and an event DJ, and you would be amazed. You have these wedding DJs, okay, which it's a legit form of entertainment. Okay, you have to be an MC. You have to come out there. You have a certain shtick you have to do. That's pretty common to all weddings, right. And any sort of talent to be an MC is additional. It's a little bit of splash. But you got these guys that are coming out there with these that are underbidding pros. It's a schmuck with an iPod, and a little light bar, and that's it. He's a DJ.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how the thing goes. He doesn't know how to introduce the bride and groom. He doesn't know how to, socialize with everybody. He doesn't know how to play the music that the right thing is. Some schmuck. You get what you paid for.
You do. And then they don't realize till after it's over, though, the people that buy the product. It's like comics, and you guys produce shows. David, you and Nadim do this whole show. You guys have a great product. You get good comics. People know they're going to get a good show. You get some of these other new comics. They've been doing it a year. They can make a good poster because they're good at graphic arts on fucking line. And you'd think you were going to see fucking Eddie Murphy's comeback when you see the poster. And then people go and pay money, and it's the worst fucking show you've ever seen. And then those people go, well, comedy doesn't work. No. Those people don't work because they suck.
Yeah.
But you can't tell guys that. And in younger comics today, I love comics. I always have. I love helping comics. I love helping actors. But, they don't even, like, you could go out to a show and they don't even stick around to check out your set if they're doing a guest spot on your show. I've had guys do guest spots and they go, hey, man, I got to get going. Thanks for the spot. I don't give a shit. You don't need to watch my show. But, stick around. You might learn something about crowd work or about how to do something or do that. Or maybe not. But, maybe that's my ego getting in the way thinking like, yeah, I just gave you a guest spot.
No, that's disrespectful. I don't like that shit either.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just crazy. It's ignorant. Okay. I spent a while going to mics and feature shows and showcases. I spent a while before I started booking comics, local comics. I knew a few. I mean, I knew Richie Leese. I knew a few. I knew Mike Panzica from back like 10, 15 years ago. Okay. So I knew there was a scene. I knew it was a fairly strong scene. But I go to these mics and I see these guys and girls that they walk in with their little spiral notebook. They walk in 10, 15 minutes before they're supposed to go on. It seems that they had shown up a half hour earlier, put their name on the list, and then ran back out to their car.
Yeah.
Okay. And they missed 7 comics. They come in with their spiral notebook. They spit their 4 minutes of new material. They spit their 1 minute of old material, and then they fuck off. They don't shake anybody's hand. They don't say hello to nobody. And it's like, I understand this is a solitary performance skill. Yeah. It's a solitary performance talent, but it really, really behooves an artist to be part of the community.
Yeah.
Even as a matter of respect, even as a matter of fellowship, it behooves you. Okay. I mean, in pro wrestling, I hate to keep referring back to pro wrestling, but when you're in a locker room like that, and it is an athletic locker room, and when you see a guy who's been to WrestleMania, he's been to the friggin' mountaintop, Billy Gunn. I don't know if you remember him, badass Billy Gunn. Okay. That's a guy, he walks into the dressing room and he shakes everybody's hand down the line all the way to the friggin' janitor. That's respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's fellowship. That's being part of the scene. That's being, that's having your heart in it. Okay. And that's something that a lot of comics need to be taught.
But they don't want to
realize that.
Well, listen, they don't even want to absorb it. They don't even want to. It's like we used to stick
what separates them.
But maybe they do. I don't hang out with a lot of the younger comics.
You can't force feed them.
No, and the notebook thing drives me crazy in a way, because even in LA, I'd watch comics. Like I watched Janine Garofalo get up on stage at the Improv, probably like 2003.
I think that's her act now.
Well, she has her notebook, but I saw her on, like, coincidence, I saw her on Letterman or Leno the night before, and she did this bit about homeless guys wearing earpieces. Like a bunch of comics have done this bit where it looks like they're crazy, but they're just on a meeting, talking to themselves, but they're in an earpiece. Mm-hmm. And she did the bit, but she looked at her notebook like she didn't know the bit she was doing. And she did the same exact set that she did on Letterman. Lazy. And I thought that's bullshit right there. You're going up there with a notebook, right? This is a paid audience. It's the Improv. And it opened my eyes. But it was when I first moved to LA, and I thought, and nothing against Janine Garofalo, she's a talented actor and comic, but when I see the notebooks and I see guys, I'm like, you've done that joke 100 times. What's with the fucking notebook? You want to bring up a set list, I get it, or reminders. Everybody has their way and whatever. But I never get it where you're pretending it's new material when it isn't. It's like, come on, fucker. What are you looking at the notebook for? Just say you can't remember your act, you fucking retard.
I'm just fucking vain. When I go to a mic and I bring some notes, I put the notes on the phone. I put it on the bar stool. I don't even know why. I memorize it though because I'm fucking vain. I want to have the glasses off.
It's not 1970. There's no. They know there's a guy behind the curtain. They know comics have a set list. People don't. Everybody knows the secrets now. So to pretend.
Just the same with wrestling. Hey, look at that. Another parallel.
He knows the secrets. So it's not like back in the day, like when in the 60s, when you didn't have the Enquirer and all these fucking actors' secrets found out, you really thought John Wayne was a fucking tough guy. Well, he probably wasn't that tough, but, they kept
his name was Leslie.
Exactly. Yeah. Marion.
He's a Leslie.
And you look at people think like there's no secrets in acting. You could look at an actor back in the day and think like, wow, they must really be that strong guy. Today, so much about their personal life. You're like, that's all bullshit.
You can't fake it.
Movie, that's bullshit. I know they're not that hero. Part of that in the old days, when I grew up in the 80s, you guys, like Nadim, you grew up a lot further after us, but when you
wasn't even born in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean
83, motherfucker, 83.
Oh.
So when you saw Smokey and the Bandit and you saw Burt Reynolds in that fucking Trans Am, you were like, this guy's the fucking coolest guy in the room. It was real.
That mustache, right?
And he had that laugh.
The letters F-O mean anything to you.
He's like,
yeah. Right? Today you're like, oh, well, I know that, Brad Pitt's a vegan. This badass status.
The team's a vegan.
I'm not vegan. I'm saying that I want a guy.
I'm sorry, Nadeem. Why you give me that face? Stop it. Stop it.
Protecting me from a bullet. I want the guy that just ate the T-bone steak, not a fucking vegan chicken McNugget. That's all I'm saying. You know.
I'm just trying to diet out. God damn it! I'm just trying it.
That's why you're at 150 pounds, you crazy bastard. Get a steak.
You know what,
know.
Nadeem, you got a lot more willpower than the rest of us, so we like breaking your balls. I swear to God, you look better than all of us. But
he's got a washboard stomach. I hate him.
He does.
No,
He
that's
does.
the thing. We
Good for
indulge
him.
too much.
Yeah, I definitely do, especially during these times. It's been
I got a
killer.
whirlpool stomach. Fuck washboard.
What kind of stomach?
I got a whirlpool stomach.
A whirlpool. Yeah. Oh, my. I swear it's gotten worse since this pandemic. And
I've gained 10 pounds, man.
Yeah, and it's well, I keep trying to work backwards. Like, all right, how many weeks do I have to like undo what I've done? You know, like I watch the president just so I could get a heads up.
Yeah,
people are gonna see me from the neck down soon.
You know what? I'm curious for myself when comedy starts, and I was talking to my girlfriend Lauren about this, who you guys know. I was saying like, I want to see what comedy's like to do when I have a beard. Because I want to see, because people, I've noticed just like in a social experiment, I get treated different when I'm out now. People look at me differently with the beard and this. It's a different take, and my hair is longer. So I want to see if it affects my likability or anything on stage when I do my comedy with this look.
You're gonna book some commercials with that, bro.
You will.
I think you're right, man. That's why I'm thinking I'm gonna keep it for a little while, and then when
you're a little edgier. You really are.
You should get like a little bear. You know, and
dick.
your normal clean cut.
Doing commercials, you know. So it's like, you know, hunting for your own game. You know, it's you know, feeding yourself off the land.
No, but seriously, if you book a gig and somebody says, "I need you to be more clean cut," well, it's going to cost a little extra money.
Yeah, and they always say, "Will you shave it?" Yeah, if it's a good gig, I will shave it.
Yeah, very much like a prostitute. Like if you say, "I want you to wear the pumps," she's going to charge you more, right? So you go.
Or
by
I want
that
you
rule.
to shave it. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, shave it.
You go and you go get yours.
You two are really looking to get emails and hashtag Me Too movement back.
Bring it.
Just keep going.
You want me to wear the bustier?
Bring
you want me
it.
to put on makeup? You want me to speak
Bring
with an
it.
accent? It's going to cost you. Okay. Let me ask you something though. We don't know what the professional world is going to demand of you with this new look, but how about the people in your personal life? What's the feedback you're getting from your girlfriend, from your daughter, from others in your life? What are they saying about that?
My daughter is says that she thinks I can get different acting jobs with it. She's very positive about it. Thinks it looks good. My dad, he liked it at first. He doesn't like it longer. My girlfriend Lauren, she likes it. Oh, she didn't like it at all at first, and then she.
Did she ask you to speak with an accent?
Yeah, she did. She says, "Tell me there's a bomb under the
bed." Tell me there's a bomb under the chair.
You look like a lumberjack.
I said, "No."
I ordered this, by the way, just so you know. Organic protein powder. It's vegan, motherfuckers. I'm putting on. You're gonna see me in 3 months. I'm gonna be shredded. You're gonna want some of this. Don't be too shy to ask. All right.
I will.
Shredded like an asparagus.
Yeah.
I'll let you have my portion. I'll be at the Capitol Grill.
Whatever. David eats lamb and lamb.
I do. I suck the bone. I suck the marrow. I suck the marrow.
My mother used to say that. The marrow's good for you. I'm like, it's chicken marrow. It doesn't sink up.
It's not the same, Mom. It's a wish.
You suck on the bone. It's all right.
Marrow out. It's weird, man.
So what else? Because like I get feedback with my facial hair. This has been a few years. My wife has been breaking my fucking balls, telling me you look so much younger without it. Why won't you go back? She'll break out the pictures. Like, cause she's got a photo of him. See, that's the man I married. Why can't you go back to me? Like, that guy was 20 years ago. I know he was younger.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I was 20 years younger. That's why I look younger. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't really, I haven't really been out, but people online are like, some people really like it. Some of the girls that, that are fans or friends that come to shows, I love the beard. Some people are like, they're not nice, and I don't really give a fuck. I really don't. I just don't care. I'm like, well.
So you look at him. Did I ask you?
Let's just
I've
say
never grown it. I didn't even know if I could grow a full beard. Like, I've never had it. So I'm like, damn, this thing came in pretty good. Maybe I'll get some.
Oh, well, I hate you because you got the thing right here. You got the Fu Manchu thing going.
I couldn't believe how good it came out.
It's in your blood, brother. You're supposed to have that fucking thing, dude.
Right?
Trust me. I swear to God, you're gonna book a fucking commercials like crazy. You're gonna be on a new soap opera that comes out. You'll be the lead you're gonna be the new Sonny for whatever.
You're gonna be spending a lot more time with the TSA. That's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna. I just bought some little touch up for the gray. I'm gonna do a new head. I'm gonna do a headshot. I think I got this great photographer. Her name's Christina Knowles. If you guys anybody needs headshots, you're in the business. Christina Knowles in New Smyrna Beach, best photographer out there for headshots.
Nice.
So
Okay, listen to me. Can I make a personal comment?
Yes.
You got a nice head of hair, especially at our age. You know, no disrespect, Gonzo. Take it easy. Okay, but. You know what? It's a novelty to have that kind of hair at our age. So all of a sudden you become an anomaly. And having a little gray in here, don't be afraid of it, brother. For some reason,
I'm not.
The women,
I'm not.
I don't know what it is about them. They go gaga for the grays, and they go, I kind of like it. Strange women start touching you. My wife isn't listening.
Let me tell you,
they have a drink in them. They go, I like it.
You saw the beard I had before, right?
Why?
Because they like to do this.
I love how he's like, my wife's over there, but I'm going to put this out all over the world right
all
now.
Over
He's looking over his shoulder.
This is between us,
honey. It's okay.
But they do. They touch you. They come into your. God forbid you touch a woman. You go like, I really like what that bra does, and you start touching them. They really. You can't violate their space, but they're all in. They don't give a shit. The rules don't apply. It's such
so
a double
true.
standard.
I dated someone that once in a while would fix an eyebrow. I go, whoa. You don't need to touch my eyebrow. Just tell me my eyebrow is a little wacky and I'll fix it. I'm not fucking 5. That drove me nuts.
Yeah. Right here.
But try to touch your girl's hair. Say, hey, your hair's fucked up. She'll smack you. You'll be dead.
Right.
Boundaries.
Boundaries is right.
Boundaries. Bad
Honey,
touch.
I'm on the air, honey. Can you please?
What?
leave us
Come
off?
on, bring her
My
in.
wife is
Come on.
watching. She just
Bring
bugged.
her in.
She had those eagles. She's like, what?
Hi, Stephanie.
I'm gonna get some shit for that. Who's been touching you? Who? How dare they?
You know what's funny about the whole facial hair thing?
She's been there for 1 hour and she just popped out at the right moment.
Right.
I have the door. I should have locked it. Yeah. With her iPad.
Right. A month ago when we first started this show, I had like a 7-inch long goatee.
I didn't know where you're going with that.
Beard kicking. Okay. The only problem is that my salon was shut down, and that needed to be, that needed to be closed.
Oh, your salon was shut down.
My salon was shut down. It's called the Man Cave. All right. It's very masculine. You shut up, you with your natural brown hair. But after this show, we got tore up like the first show that we did here.
Oh God!
And I went and I was like, I gotta trim this. This is ridiculous. I was catching it in the microphone.
Yeah, there are photos of. I have a photo of you.
It was out
if you still have that photo, put it up, bro.
I was starting to look like I was mentally ill.
Yes.
And I went bananas, and I first I tried to trim it, and I was like, oh fuck this. The whole thing.
That's crazy. You can grow it that long.
It was liberating.
I saw a guy.
That's on a Monday. Yeah, that's on a Monday. We started drinking, right? I've had a rough week. I'm a pretty avid drinker myself. It's been 12 days. I'm back now.
Shave it.
The show's on Mondays. And David said to me one time, he goes, you're kind of a heavy drinker. He shows up on this Monday with a fucking bottle of Black Label and pistachios for some reason. And I get fucking turned sideways. He's speaking Arabic. I'm speaking in tongues. We don't know what the fuck's happening. And I go, this is not how I want to start my week.
We had to go back out. We had to go out back and smoke cigars so you could sober up.
That was our first show. We didn't know where this was going. Since then,
great.
We've tapered this back. We've kind of like said, okay,
stop.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay. Yeah. We gotta like pace ourselves. But that first show was a little bit loose. It was crazy. We had the girl with the bustier, the Indian girl. My wife isn't watching, is she? Listen,
Sam Singh.
She had those things.
You're fine.
Those puppies were hanging out. They were like all over me. I was like, you see, again, violating my space. It's not nice. God forbid I had my wang hanging out on his desk. Right?
That's me.
What? Okay.
That's how I operate.
Yeah, that's how you operate. The thing is, though, I showed up with one of these bad boys. I think we killed it. And we had like a whole bag of pistachios,
We
stereotyping.
taught Johnny Walker Black a lesson.
Yeah, and we had a really good night that night. And I smoked
It's
cigars.
so weird you say with the pistachios. A couple times on the road, I've gotten like drinks, and I was like, you know what? I want something semi-healthy. I got pistachios. I didn't get hungover the next day because I ate a shit ton of pistachios. Is that a thing?
Salt.
I don't
Probably
know.
the salt.
My ancestors, meaning my grandfather, my uncles, my dad, they would drink on the holidays and have pistachios. We just like eat them, and we throw them on the floor for the women to pick them up. Okay, because that's what happens.
Good old days.
Yeah, that's how we roll. No, they don't think of anything. They'll throw them right out.
But it is something for them to do.
Pick these up before I slip.
Picked up the pistachios.
But the pistachios are delicious.
They're the best.
I recommend the Costco Kirkland brand. I'm a big Costco consumer. It's a shameless plug. Okay, I love Costco. I'm hoping they'll give me a free year for saying this. But they got great pistachios.
Do they?
And they
It's
do.
Costco brand?
Kirkland.
Oh.
Kirkland quality, sir.
It's
And it's in California.
Kirkland quality.
But it goes great with scotch.
Pistachios are very is it pistachios or almonds that take up a lot of water to make them fucking thing in California? And they try
It's almonds.
That's what it is, almonds.
Almonds take a lot of water.
It's weird because it's funny when
Cranberries.
I always go to the side panel like, you got it, pal.
You got it.
Zoom's fun. It's the first time I've done Zoom, man.
It's good, and it keeps us safe. I don't know.
The Chinese are all over my Mac now, but hey, whatever. Thanks a lot.
F the Chinese sons of bitches. They screwed us.
I got your wang.
They got my TikTok, my Zoom. Everything's they're just nailing us. Where'd Nadim go? Oh, there he is.
Jeez, we scared him.
He got moved over. Hey, listen, man, you got any new projects coming up that you want to shamelessly plug and let us know about so we could
I
try
don't
some
I'd like to
traffic?
sell these t-shirts. I'd like to plug that again. If you want a funny toilet paper at night, you can wear this at the supermarket. I'm gonna be doing a couple of videos with my daughter. I got a really funny one we've been talking about. I'm gonna shoot. So I would love people to go to my YouTube, Dean Napolitano Comedy. Subscribe.
So Dean, Dean Napolitano, like the ice cream, and on YouTube.
Yep.
And you want everyone to subscribe. And if they want to get the t-shirts and they go on,
and you can message me on Facebook or whatever, or anything, or Venmo and all. You can just Venmo me $25. I'll mail it to you.
Could they type in their address in the message area?
Send it to me in a message. Yeah.
Okay, and you'll get the shirt out to them.
Yeah, and I'll get you a shirt, and then I'd love to see you at a show, and I'm ready for things to get back to normal.
Hey man, we loved having you. We did a 4-day run for the people who weren't able to attend. Nadim and I, we partnered up to produce this Christmas special. We mentioned it on the front end here.
I had a blast. That was
Yeah, we had a great time. Napolitano Noel. We had some really nice flyers out, and we did 4 straight nights with Dean, where he headlined in 3 different venues down here in South Florida between Deerfield and Delray and Boca. And we really, really had a blast. So, Dean, when things get back open, our local community, the audience members that we stay in touch with, always refers back to you. Can we count on you to come down and do some more shows?
Man, I would love to do Christmas again. That'd be a fun time. I think this is going to be a great holiday season too. I think everybody's reconnected with family and friends, and I think the importance of what we all do. And I really think comedy will be better. And I think a lot of I don't want to say I believe everybody should follow their dream, but I think comedy is going to be better. I don't think it's going to be worse. I think, of course, like I said, if we have to wear masks, I'm out. Good knowing. I'll keep in touch with you guys on Facebook. But if everybody's wearing masks in the audience, Nadim, I'm gone.
Only when the masks are gone.
But I think we're going to have more fun. I think there's going to be a better camaraderie. I really think that a lot of the guys that are getting in the way of shows will be gone. Because I think there's just an influx of people that aren't serious with comedy, or they just get in the way of good shows, And I think if we can kind of thin the herd of comedians. Listen, if this is your dream, go for it. Your goal, go for it. But if you're not serious and you're just getting in the way, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's
quality versus quantity.
Exactly. I don't give a shit if you've been doing comedy. It's like, oh, you don't have an hour after 6 months. Okay. It's and I want to, I ever get bitter. I want to get out, and I still love comics, but I just, you hear these shitty shows they're putting up. It just puts a bad name for comedy in any venue. It's like,
and you know what? You raise it a good point. And audience members who aren't part of the comedian community should hear what he's saying and understand that if you've been to shows where you've been disappointed, we're sorry. But if you come to a Dean Napolitano show, you are promised to laugh. That's the kind of quality comic that we're gonna bring when we bring them to the stage. And guys like Dean and the Nadim Awads of the world are going to be great. He's pretty good too. This freaking guy's funny. These guys will make jokes. You laugh. Okay. And that's the kind of comedy that I hope doesn't fall out. We got to keep guys like you continuing to come to the stage. We got to continue to support you guys because when this is all over, we're definitely going to need to laugh.
And I agree, and I think everything you said is exactly right. I talked real quick. I know we're going to end here soon, but my buddy Jimmy Schubert in LA, we talk a lot, and he
good man.
Name drop.
Exactly what I was saying, and he, I thought the same thing. He goes, Dean, it's gonna weed out a lot of the shit. He goes because he saw we would talk comedy, and Jimmy's been in the game forever. Sam Kinison he toured with, all those guys, and he's a funny bastard. But he also sees like how everybody's a comedian in a year. You're headlining shows. It's like, it's horrible. And then you're ruining the venues and you're ruining the product. It's like, if you go to a shitty restaurant, and you have a shitty meal, you ain't going back. You go to a comedy club that a restaurant's trying out comedy and the show's terrible 2 weeks, that owner's going, I ain't ever fucking doing comedy again. That was the worst 2 weeks of my life. So we need to have good shows and people work on your craft, man. Be humble.
Yeah.
No, I'm still. And I bombed like a motherfucker last 4th of July. I ate shit. Now, it was a weird night, whatever. But I didn't blame the audience. I was like, man, that was the worst fucking show I've had in 10 years.
And so, I mean, I think all of us here and the audience should understand what you're saying, which is, look, if you're working on your craft, you can't go from 0 to 100 overnight. Yep. So work on it. But be humble and take your bumps and grow at the traditional pace. Yeah. Don't go out there and become a headliner overnight.
You're not jumping.
You're doing everyone a disservice.
Hulk Hogan week 1? Are you jumping in the ring with Hulk Hogan? Come on. One more time. I wanted to turn it back in there.
You do not get the cage match. You are not in the cage match. Okay. You're Billy Burger.
I can't believe I got to drive 4 hours with a fresh Roman candle to sit out in front of Nadim's apartment.
Just to fuck with them. Well, listen, Dean, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. This has been really the highlight of our week. You guys have any other questions for Dean? You want to probe him on anything else?
No, brother. Thank you, man. I'm gonna get one of those toilet paper shirts, soon as I fucking get back to. I made $7.25 at some virtual open mic, and I think they gave that to me because I fucking bombed it so hard.
4th place.
I'm almost there. I got a little bit to go.
You just mastered the regular stage, and now you got to master the virtual open mic.
That's it, bro. The fucking nightmare out there.
Hanging from now, man. I swear to God.
Dean, we really loved having you tonight and having you share a lot of your great stories and reminiscing with you and sharing stories with your dad. And we look forward to having you down here again once things return back to normal and put you on the stage with the mic. No masks. Please keep the beard because we want to make believe that you're like the new and improved Dean, which you are.
I'm going with the team's positivity if I'm going to book some shit at this beard, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And we look forward to having you again down here. Thank you so much. Let's all toast.
Thank you, brother. Cheers.
Our guest. God bless.
We'll see you soon. Stay safe.
See you soon, Dean. Be well.
Take care, man.
Take care, brother. Be well.
All right.
Mm. That was pretty freaking cool having Dean Napolitano with
Very
us.
nice.
He's still here. Well, he never goes away, baby. He's
Get rid of the guy.
My dad, you got my dad.
on
up.
again.
All right, fellas. I'll see you.
Go home.
Get the flock out of here. Now we're going into our next segment, which is the segment which we endearingly know as a weekly special segment that's called the Boob of the Week. Which
let's make it the big boob of the week.
The big boob of the week, which is headed up by one of the biggest, baddest men in town, Gonzo. And
you want to talk about big boobs? You got a big boob.
Wait, but before we get into that, we want to say that this segment is being sponsored by a good friend of ours who's also in the comedy community, Dr. Kerry, and her groovy face masks. Brett, if you could get her the photo up of her website. Anybody needs masks?
Yes, Dr. Carey. Shout out to her. She's doing some great work out there.
She's here's to let's raise our glasses one more time for
my glass is empty. I'm done.
Your glass floweth over, senor.
Perfect timing.
With that being said, we're gonna get back into the big boobs, and everybody loves them.
Boob of the week.
Let's go, Gonzo. Who do you got for us this week?
Eerily similar to the douchebag of the week that we occasionally have on the Gonzo Radio Show, but this would be the big boob of the week, and we have a repeat winner. Okay, so last week we talked about North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and about how we were speculating that he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out this schmuck can't even die right.
So you're saying this week's winner is
the same guy
as last week? Because
last week was a weekend at Bernie's job. Okay, where everybody was, no, he's not dead. He's okay. He's okay. Dear leader is okay. This week, they wheeled him out. If Brad can show us the because they said that he has golfed an 18 holes in one. They said they said that the dear leader doesn't even shit. So this guy cannot have deep vein thrombosis or any sort of myocardial infarction at the age of 36 because he's a fat fuck that eats that eats cheeseburgers every day and steaks and drinks finer liquor than any of us have ever drank, and he smokes nonstop cigars and cigarettes. Whenever he's not on camera, he's shoving food and alcohol in his face. Okay, but he didn't have a procedure, even though he had a procedure before. Back in 2014, he was seen walking stiff-legged. He was seen favoring one arm. I don't know what happened to this guy, but something happened to this guy. Okay. I mean, they couldn't explain his absence. I still think he's dead. I really do. I still think he's dead. I mean,
that was him. He's alive.
No.
I know, but it could be an old video. Listen,
right?
I don't know.
It could be an old. Listen,
did he have a newspaper? Did he have a newspaper in the video?
All right.
He looked sickly.
Right. Well, he didn't show up for the April 15th anniversary of Kim Il-sung, the founder of this insane cabal that runs North Korea. He didn't show up for that venerated. It's like the most important state anniversary, and he didn't show his ass up. It's the first time he's ever skipped it since he took power in 2011. Since his dad died by the way of heart disease. Okay. This dude ain't even alive. I'm telling you right now, he's gone. He's done. These are all fake pictures. These are all video clips that were done 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay. So let me understand this.
So he can't even die right.
You're thinking that this is a Weekend at Bernie's job, that they got him propped up
again,
and they're bullshitting the whole thing. You're calling bullshit on the entire country that they're not admitting that this fat fuck is dead.
When his old man died, Kim Jong-il, okay, the guy immortalized in what was that marionette thing with the guys from South Park, Team America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was immortalized in that, and Bill Maher called him Little Kim.
Little Kim.
Okay, Lil Kim. When he died, we didn't know for like 3 weeks. They even did this same thing. They broke out pictures and they broke out a video. But the pictures and the video were taken like 4 months earlier.
All right. So you think that this jerk off who was the big boob of the week last week for dying is the big boob of the week this week for making believe he's alive?
He can't even die right.
Mother father. All right. So your prediction is that he's alive. Nadim, you think this guy's alive or dead?
He's still alive.
You think he's alive?
No. I think he's dead. I think he's dead and they're hiding it.
You think he's dead.
He's dead.
He thinks he's alive.
Like his old man.
I really, I don't know enough about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is dead.
North Korea, you got to understand something. North Korea sacrificed all the other aspects of their society to build a huge military. Huge. There are literally more people in the military than there are citizens. Everybody is in the fucking military. All right. They have
like another country I know about.
I'm just telling you. Well, now you know. Now you're learning something. Huge military. This is all about maintaining the control of the North Korean military. And I think his sister is waiting to take the reins. She's
kind of cute. She's kind of like
she's a super villain, dude.
Yeah, I think I'd like to, take a walk on the wild side with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what her brother is. I couldn't ribbon. He's a big goof.
Yeah.
She's the brains.
And she could have you killed. Like, that would be so dangerous. Like, if you never call her back, you're dead. You are dead. Right?
That whole thing in Malaysia with the brother that got the thing.
He was off in the airport, right? Yeah. Thing in the neck.
She's the one behind it.
Fucking bitch. You know what though? How dangerously sexy.
That's a dangerous broad.
Wouldn't you want to be like, yo, why don't you give me a massage? And then while she's doing it, you're thinking the whole time, is she gonna kill me right now? How about now? How about now? Right? That would be the most dangerous and titillating massage you ever got. She walk on your back.
Die with a boner, but you'd be dangerous.
Right. She walk on your back and then she breaks your spine with that
she smells so good.
Shit.
Cut your jugular.
I'm sure
Me so sorry.
We want the fat dummy that you can throw junk food at. We want the fat dummy figurehead because he's easily controlled.
She is sexy. She is sexy. She's powerfully sexy.
She's a villain out of a Jackie Chan movie.
And I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna admit this on air, right? I don't care if my wife's watching. Me love her a long time. I swear to God. I truly.
Hopefully, we have a different big
What a-
boob
what
when
a
we get
hack.
confirmation that he's dead.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Jesus.
Namaste, motherfuckers.
You're
Yeah,
kimchi,
namaste.
motherfucker. You're kimchi.
Namaste. I've been doing some yoga, man.
Oh boy.
Feel good.
Let's
Yeah,
see
I
you
like
do
chicks
your
that do yoga.
grasshopper. Do
Yeah.
something where you could like slowly go to a handstand thing. What is that thing? All right, let's not get on you. Let's talk about KSU, whatever his name is, or KFC. What's his name? Look, the guy is
KJU, Kim Jong Un.
yeah. GFY. Go fuck yourself. That's who he is. This guy,
The scotch is working, Gonzo.
if he's dead, he's dead. If he's not, then
His
I guess we gotta put up with him.
supervillain sister takes over.
yeah. And just the whole idea of it. I wish you would
She's
wear
the
something
evil
more
one,
revealing
dude.
on the next press.
She's the evil
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
She won't take meetings with Trump.
Right. I wonder.
She'll
She
be
won't.
an asshole.
Well, he should take something from her.
Be like, no, I don't think I'm going to take a meeting with
You'll
Mr.
take something.
Trump.
I'll tell you. You got change for this, huh?
Listen to me. He said he wanted to grab her attention, but I think he really meant something else.
Careful,
You
she
gotta
knows,
do
she
the
knows
old-
some
you
of
gotta
that
do the old
Korean,
trick.
you know.
With her. You guys, I had a couple buddies who used to do this. And hey, you want to check this tattoo out? You put your nuts, you hang them over your fucking your belt buckle. Check out this new tattoo.
And I'm the guy who's labeled the sicko.
This new tattoo I got.
I get the label. I never heard of anything like that. I've never pulled
funny.
my nut bag
You gotta
out.
try it. It's a good party gag.
I will. I gotta write that one down. That is actually very good.
I've never done it, but it's a funny joke.
Sure you have it. Okay, whatever you say. Well, you know what? We got a week to find out, okay? Because next week we're gonna pick another big boob of the week, and this
I
guy's
swear I'm going to go in another direction.
well, you know, if
I swear.
we find out something like
Unless he
traumatic,
dies.
right? If he's actually alive, and we find out he's in like South Beach, you know.
You see
hanging
a
out with
video of him
OJ?
on the DMZ.
He's at the Kennel Club in West Palm Beach. He's betting on the fucking Greyhounds.
Yeah, he could be up at Rachel's, like having a fucking
Run!
steak,
Run faster, I eat you.
having a Kobe steak. You know what I mean? It could happen. So I accept your big boob of the week, and we are anxious to see the update next week. And thank you very much for that contribution.
You're very
thank
welcome.
you.
Yes.
Do we know who's going to be on for next week? Did we get a confirmation?
No, we did not. And I hesitate from sharing that information with our audience.
You
but
want a
we-
stripper?
Let's just say I'll throw a teaser out there. We're looking to get a guy on who could maybe give us some insight to the local comedy scene, and if we could get him on, and it is a he,
Nico
then-
Bowling.
Listen, it's not time for guessing. Okay, this is a
Oh,
teaser for
okay.
them. You're not audience. Okay, so
Jackie Sanchez.
Jackie Sanchez, we love you long time, Jackie.
Jackie, hello, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, send in a photo of you in every single color of the T-shirt that the Sad Man T-shirts, please, and we'll put them on in sequence, like the rainbow. But
Is Jackie listening?
I hope she's listening, but I don't see her name here. But Jackie she proudly wears the Sad Man shirt in all the different colors, and I'm proud to have her wearing the
That's
shirt.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. By the way, any comics out there with dogs, and I see a lot of you out there, Dan Casso, Jackie Sanchez, you people with your dogs, I'm putting together a dog show, a dog show podcast.
Yeah.
So DM me, holler at me, and you bring your dog on the Zoom. We'll have a nice show. You'll introduce your dog. Your dog does a trick. We'll do the dog trick. But we're going to have the Gonsminster Dog Show. So
Yeah,
get your dog together.
I don't have
Okay, there's my shameless plug. That and Gonzo Radio, 8 p.m. tomorrow night with Deirdre D and Sam Singh.
Yeah. Nadeem, anything you want to promote, sir?
No, man, I'm good. I just want everybody to stay safe. This thing's going to be over soon enough. The comedy world will get back. Please support your local artists, musicians, painters, whatever it is. I don't know.
Don't lick doorknobs like I keep telling you.
Podcast, all that stuff. So we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Appreciate you, Gonzo. Thank you, Brad, the guy behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And Sad Man. And we'll do this again next week at 9:00. So take it home, David.
It's true. What Nadeem just said is very, very important. If you want to see your live performers after this is all over, and we're going to need them more than ever, guys like Nadeem and Dean Napolitano and Jimmy Schubert, guys like that, there's been no action for them during these months. So when things do open up, flood out and come to their shows, support them. And if they're doing anything now, if there's something that they're selling on a website, please support them. Again, I'm going to say it again, Dean Napolitano. You can find him on Facebook, on his website, on YouTube. Subscribe to guys like that, please. And sadmancomedyproductions.com is my website. You can find out what's going on. I'll give you information and updates when we're going to have shows going on again. And
Kerry Zemansky with the Groovy Masks.
Thank you. Kerry Zemansky with the Groovy Masks and groovyfacemasks.com or whatever the website is. Support the community and keep them going. Otherwise, they won't be around when you need them. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. Gonzo, thank you for this production. Brad, thank you for your hard work. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you, and we'll see you again next week.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. Coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.